good afternoon. This week has been a very eventful week. I should say, we talked about PCS among soldiers. I talked to a variety of soldiers just this week about PCS and their process. And seems like everybody came to the same consensus of their situation with PCS. So I guess in our first video, we talked about our move, but now I'm just going to go into the why the PCS process is so important for me and for us. When it comes to PCS, I'm looking at a variety of situations: the school system, the region, the housing market, or where we're going. Are we going to be on the wait list when we get there? Is my family going to be in a safe area? Do we need to require to live in a TLA, use it, or living in hotels, I should say? So whenever we talk about PCS as a whole, just wanted to wrap it up that these are the areas that, of course, I focus on for my family, so that way we can go into a situation where we left one bad and move into another good. All right. So here I'm going to pass it over to my wife here.
Okay, well, while he's focusing on that, I'm focusing on what money can I get from the military. So I guess we can go over the first few allowances, or what do you want to say, pay that you can get from the military. So if you're coming from overseas and you're going from overseas to overseas, or you're going overseas back to the States, you would utilize TLA, which is temporary lodging allowance, and you would also get TLE, which is temporary lodging expense. So with temporary lodging allowance, that's when you're either staying on post while you're overseas, or you're staying off post. But when it comes to those few weeks where it's time for you about to leave and you have to move out of your housing, TLA covers the hotel fee. And then when you get back on ground in the States, you use TLE, which is another 10 days. So depending on if you have dependents, it depends on how many days you actually get. So if you're single, I believe you only get 6. And then if you have dependents, it's 10 or more. It depends. You can also get a memo to extend it if something happens to where your flight gets canceled, or you have to move out of housing early. But remember, when you use TLA, you have to file it with that finance office in that country. So if you're leaving from Korea and you use your TLA, you have to file it in Korea before you come back to the States. You can't wait till you get back to the States and then try to file for TLA, because if you do that, you probably won't get your money back. So just don't even put yourself in that situation. So when you get back to the States, when you file TLE, you just use your regular government travel card, and then when it's time for you to do your travel voucher, you put it on that travel voucher. So it doesn't matter if you do it in, well, it doesn't matter. You won't do it in Korea. You do it while you're in processing into your new duty station. Another thing that I like to get, like when I came from Fort Stewart, I came down to Tampa, I used DLA. So DLA is dislocation allowance. So it's pretty much a pay that you get for stuff that's not normally reimbursable. So like, say if you want to use a rental car, but that's not in your orders, you can use DLA to cover that cost. A lot of people don't know you can get DLA in advance. So all you would have to do is go on Smart Voucher, put in a copy of your orders, and say when you actually start your leave and what time you're looking at to actually in process into your new unit, and you get your DLA 2 to 3 business days before you actually start your leave. So don't let nobody tell you can't get your DLA in advance, because you can. All you got to do is go to my Smart Voucher, which I put the link at the bottom of this video so that you have a link to it. But you just go on my Smart Voucher and you'll click on Travel Advance instead of Travel Voucher. Do not click on Travel Voucher, click on Travel Advance. And that's how you get your DLA in advance instead of waiting until you get to your new duty station. And then I also add at the end of this video of how I did that from coming from Fort Stewart to here, because I claim TLE and I claim DLA. So I'll also add that to the end of this video.
Okay, well, it seemed like she said a mouthful and she wrapped up the sum of PCS for us. I'm very fortunate to have my wife here, finance officer, to help me with these type of pay advantages that I can get, because honestly, I never knew of these things until I met her. So we're here to help and assist and to put the information out to make everybody more knowledgeable, to leverage these type of systems to help your family out. Thank you for listening. Hope you have a wonderful evening.